Hello, everyone. So today we'll look into a topic on Spring AI. But just as I'm starting my learning on Spring AI, so as I go with my learning, I'll try to upload videos so I can capture all my learnings all through that. So, yeah. So today's presentation is basically as I was exploring it. So I was building. I tried to build a REST API with Spring AI and Ollama. So Ollama is a local model. Uh, we'll go into the depth of it later on. So it's basically this is the topic we'll talk about. So I tried building a REST API. Then second part is basically what are the challenges and that I faced while doing it with Ollama. Uh, then how I integrated with OpenAI, or you can say the with using Groq token, how I integrated it, and then the memory. So one of the challenge was the memory issue, and how exactly you can fix that, and then the results and what I'm going to do next. So it's very simple. I'll also go walk you through the code and the running code and through the Postman as well, where we can see the result. So pretty simple. First, we set up a Maven project. What we need is very small, minute. One dependency is the Spring Web Starter dependency, and we will need Ollama AI dependency for our Spring AI. That's it, and we don't need any other things as of now. So I've just mentioned here. We are using this Web Starter and then Ollama AI. So for Ollama is basically is it's a framework to run LLM models on our own machine, right? So once we install it, we can play around with our LLM models in our own system. So in that way, we don't need to use any tokens. It's just that it's not advanced. The exact latest versions of OpenAI would be more advanced, so it might not be that advanced, but it's good to play around with. So first we'll install this Ollama, and then basically to just install and uh, pull that. Yeah, within the installation, it works in Windows, in Mac, it will work fine. Next is like just to make a basic endpoint. So what we need is we need a model class. So for this, I just created a Pojo class for an animal with this properties. So next is the controller. So through which to we can hit the endpoint. So it's pretty like the Spring Boot framework. So pretty straightforward. We are having an animals endpoint, which will give me all the uh, animals. So this we will try to generate using the Ollama, right? And LLM model. So here, what we are using is we're using this chat client builder. So this basically builds from it takes it from non dependency. Like we injected Ollama, so on runtime, so it will inject this Ollama instance into it, and next is like find all. So here we are doing a get mapping of animals, right? So find all will basically what I'm doing is I'm writing a prompt. So we have this Spring AI depend module. We have this prompt template. So just made a simple prompt like generate a list of 5 popular animals. And what we want is each object should contain an auto incremented ID field. So each animal 1, 2, 3 will just go by that. And what it returns is the chat client dot prompt and whatever the prompt I'm using, and then call. So this call will basically make a LLM call. In this case, the our local llama model, and then we are mapping it with like we are mapping it to our animal class, right? So this list of animals. So it will give us a list of animals. So this is the basic project. Like that's it, and we don't need to do anything else. Everything is handled by Spring. So when we run this, so we'll get a list of animals. Pro- yeah, we can see it here. Yeah, so we have this one cat and the features of it. So these are all generated by LLM, and we are modeling it. So in mind that, and yeah, we are modeling it to the animal girls, right? So this is the basic one. So here the problem was, so now whatever I showed in this Postman, it's basically integrated with Groq. So if I'm doing it with Ollama, so the issue is, it's very slow because it's running in our local system. So like the response time is like it's quite slow. So this was the main challenge. So although like it was good to interact it. Okay, before that, like how can we test it? Let me go there first, then we will talk about it. So just run nvm spring boot run. It will be hosted in our local system, and we can call this import, right? So the problem is, one was this running models locally was noticeably slow. And then okay, another issue was if I'm running it with, because there is no memory, so every time the LLM will generate a new response. So every time I hit the endpoint, the list of animals will change, right? New list every time. So it was the initial like issue. So to solve this, so what we try to do first is the performance wise, right? Like we wanted to integrate instead of Ollama local model, so we want to use something like API through probably a Groq or a OpenAI. So first I tried with OpenAI. So the problem with OpenAI is there is no free tokens available. So every time we hit, we have to to create an API, Open API token. So we'll have to recharge. So recharge, like we have to have some top up amount done. Then we can use the API, right? So there is no free usage. So I was looking into it more, and so I could find like Groq provides the free trial available, like with good amount of limits or for daily development work, right? And also it is available with OpenAI starter project, the Spring AI OpenAI starter project. So yeah, so thought of using this. So for development purpose, we can actually we can use this Groq. So that comes handy. So for this, so the only change that we have to make is we have to have this Spring AI starter model OpenAI. So instead of Ollama that we used initially, the change is OpenAI. So rest everything is the same. The Spring handles all the all the other things. So we don't need to look into it. So other thing is, because we are using now OpenAI, so we have to use the tokens, right? So tokens. So because we are using Groq, so we have to provide the paste URL. Like, so if you can see here, Spring AI, OpenAI. So we are using the library of OpenAI, Spring OpenAI, and using the tokens of Groq. So here the URL is the API Groq, this OpenAI. So for this also we have to go to Groq and we have to create a token. So it's pretty like intuitive. If you go and log in your Groq account, so you can just go and create a token. So and then we have this, and we will have this token. So here we have configured this token. We'll export it basically when before running the project. We'll export the Groq API token. So yeah, for security reasons, so we don't want to expose our token and the model we want to use here this. And in the controller, like as you mentioned about the memory issue, so what we need, so there's just simple integration. So we have to have this check memory integration into our builder. So as you can see in the controller, whenever we initially we didn't have the check memory, only the check client builder. So now we have introduced this check memory. So in the end, so we have to use these default advisors, and there we have to provide the check memory. So in this way, when we create the client, now it will remember it, right? Like whatever the element we have released or that's created. So let's go look into the code base ones. So it's as I mentioned, it's almost the same, nothing much on the for change. So here, if I go to the POM, you can see this is the starter web. And this basically I have two profiles created. The default is false, I've kept it for Ollama, and for Groq I've kept it as true, and this is the OpenAI starter project. If I go to the controller, so this is pretty straight same. We have this template, we have the final, and the extra one is the ID, get mapping by ID. So with the Ollama, the issue was because there was no retention of memory. So every time if I hit a different, so if I hit the animal slash one ID, it would give me a different result because it's not aware of all the information, right? So here now, if I check, if I go and hit a list from the list of animals, if I hit the correct ID, so it will give me a consistent result of an animal. So here the change, yeah, basically here we are using this chat memory, so it will automatically the client will have it. So and that so now if you can see, if I give this is my animals endpoint with these names, features, whiskers, and claws. So these are all AI generated. Now if I try with one, it should give me cat, whiskers, and claws, right? Yeah, so this is the basic one. So this is just a trial of like how to use this OpenAI and Spring Boot application. So I'll be changing a lot. So I thought of making a bit video out of it before I change the code base, right? Um. So yeah. Here basically, what are the key improvements? Basically, using the Groq token is useful. We can quickly make the development. So yeah, next is basically try to introduce RAG and like persistent layer, basically like a DB or something where you can store information, and from that information we create a RAG integration on top of that. And probably then later on we can move into MCP server. Yeah, that's it for now. So I'll again record something and have something useful to share. Thank you.